Hello, stage 3, and welcome to our next maths group lesson for term 2. A couple of things I want to go over just before we get started on everything. We've got a time set aside to be answering questions first thing in the morning, and that is, or not first thing in the morning, sorry, first thing during the lesson. 15-20 minutes to ask your questions, so you need to read the material when it gets put up the night before, and you're lucky with our maths group material, it's up already for the first 3 weeks. So you can go through every day if you want and see any questions that you have and make sure that you know what the material is before it comes time to be asking the question so that you're on top of things, okay? But I really need you guys to make sure that you are asking the questions early. I got questions after maths group's finished in the last lesson, okay? And that's just too late. I can't be answering questions from you guys, questions from my class, questions from the school, and trying to do all that sort of stuff all together, okay? We need to be following the instructions, and the instructions are written 5 or 6 times sometimes to make sure that you follow them, and they're still not being followed, okay? In big capital letters with exclamation marks and everything to make it my big bad shouting voice. Last lesson, I said, do not turn your work in today. It will, we'll be able to see it, and you turn it in at the end of the slides. When you finished all the slides, you turn it in, okay? I think there was still about 18 or 19 people that turned them in. So once again, it's a bit hard because once you've turned it in, you can't do any more of the work, okay? They've been finalized. That's saying that you've done all the work in those slides and it is complete, okay? I started off writing nice messages saying, okay, please, thank you for doing it. Thank you for doing your work, but please don't turn it in anymore until the very end, blah, blah, blah. But I got too much and I had to start just returning it. Okay, so if it just got returned to you, it's just there so that you can work on it. Do not delete the slides. I've had to redo the slides for 3 people already who have deleted them, which means creating a whole new assignment in a whole new place. So your work is going to land somewhere else to the rest of the kids' work. So please try not to delete any of the work. It's very important that that work is there and that's done, okay? Don't delete the slides. There's no reason you should be deleting the slides at all, okay? If you go out of the slides, you can come back into them through the assignment, okay? But I don't know how they get deleted. All right. Try your hardest, okay? I got to apologise because for some reason some of the slides showed up for activity 1 question 3 saying that 1 plus 33 equals 44. Somehow some of them end up with a 1 and some of them end up with 11. So I know there was a few people that picked me up on that, and that was very well spotted because I know that it was probably close to half the slides came with a 1 instead of an 11. So people actually picked up on it, and that's really good. Same as picking up on the mistake in the video, guys, from Khan Academy. Good work, okay? Try and put your questions into the stream rather than into private messages, unless it's something that you're horribly embarrassed to be asking, which you shouldn't be anyway because they're all questions that everyone has, okay? We're all pretty bright kids up here. The questions aren't going to be silly questions, I'm sure, okay? So long as you're sticking to the guidelines of asking questions at the start, not uploading and turning in your assignments, even if you're taking photos and sending it in, that makes it that you can't do it anymore either, because once you hit turn in, it means that you're finished with it completely, okay? But yeah, your questions are welcome, and generally you're not going to be the only person in the class that has that same question, okay? So once you ask it, if it gets answered, someone else will go, oh gosh, I was going to ask that, so how good's that? I don't have to ask it now. The work is going to be getting progressively harder, which is a good thing, okay? Don't freak out. If it gets too hard at some stage, we're just pushing and pushing a little bit further each time. We're not going to go bang really fast like we do in class. We're going to push it out a little bit harder each time just to make sure that you guys have time to get your heads around what you're doing, okay? But we're working on patterns in algebra for 3 weeks, so we're really going to have a good chance to have a really worthwhile go at it, okay? You'll walk out of here knowing at least one thing that you didn't know 2 weeks ago. The effort's been great, okay? I can't fault the effort, okay? It's just the reading. Aside from that, I think we're pretty good to go. Make sure that you watch the videos that I put up. Make sure that you look at the different things that are assigned. With the IXL maths that I've put up for you guys to do, there's a little section underneath that says my score out of 10 was. Because you can only do 10 questions and they expect you to pay for it, and it costs a lot of money for IXL maths, so I don't think you want to be paying for it. It'll say my score out of 10 was, and just type in whatever your number was. I'm not going to get upset if your score out of 10 was 0. As long as you've had a go, okay? That's all we ask. Have a go. Try and learn from your mistakes. IXL will tell you generally what you did wrong. So read the feedback they give you if you get it wrong, okay? Make sure that you look and you're taking on board any feedback that you get. Aside from that, I think we're pretty good, okay? So work hard, put your questions in, and go from there. All right, thanks guys. Bye.